She entered the first class section, donning a charcoal gray hoodie and matching joggers. Yet the crew shamed her and made her exit, unaware that her billionaire spouse controlled the whole carrier. And the events that followed stunned the entire group. The dawn light poured in through the vast panes of Denver International Airport while Olivia Bennet navigated the crowded concourse. At 34, she carried herself with subtle poise, her blonde locks hidden beneath a black hat, her fit build clad in a cozy charcoal gray hoodie and pale gray joggers. A plain silver band on her wrist served as her sole adornment. To anyone watching casually, she appeared as just another flyer, opting for ease over elegance on a lengthy trip. Nobody could suspect she was wed to Alexander Bennet, the tech tycoon billionaire who just bought Summit Airlines to expand his vast transport network. Olivia glanced at her watch, a humble heirloom from her grandma, and saw she had ample time before boarding started for Flight 782 to Boston, where her folks were marking their 40th anniversary. Alexander had suggested their private plane, but Olivia favored commercial flights now and then. It grounded her in everyday life, unlike how riches often shielded folks from reality. "Just a plain black coffee, please," she said to the barista at the airport cafe, pulling bills from her pocket instead of swiping the platinum card hidden in her phone wallet. The young guy at the register grinned. "Off to a fun spot." "Boston. Family party," Olivia answered, tossing her coins into the tip cup. "Wish you a smooth trip." With coffee and grip, Olivia headed to gate A22, her gaze resting on the families gathered close. Senior pairs clasping hands, execs pounding away at laptops. This varied mosaic of people intrigued her, maybe because she'd come from a simple home in rural Colorado, before crossing paths to Alexander at a tech event, where she showcased her studies. Now boarding first-class guests for Summit Airlines Flight 782 to Boston, called the gate attendant. Olivia grabbed her basic carry-on, a faded backpack, not fancy baggage, and stepped into the brief priority queue. A suit-clad exec eyed her relaxed outfit, then snuck a second look. Olivia knew these stares well. They didn't faze her anymore. "Boarding pass, please," the agent said with a routine grin. Olivia offered her phone, showing the e-ticket. The agent scanned it, her smile dipping faintly as she eyed the first-class label against Olivia's laid-back look. "Thanks, Miss Bennet. Safe travels." Olivia dipped her head and strode down the jetway, oblivious that her comfy choice today would soon spark a tempest that would transform Summit Airlines for good. The first-class area on Summit Airlines Flight 782 shone with opulence. Spacious leather chairs and rich navy wood trim. A sharp-eyed attendant pouring welcome bubbly. As Olivia boarded, flight attendant Diane Phillips glanced up, her standard smile pausing briefly at the sight of the informally dressed arrival. "Good morning," Olivia greeted kindly, eyeing her pass. "Sate 2A, window." Diane's neatly drawn brows rose a touch. "First class is left," she noted, her words laced with faint skepticism. "Yes, got it. Thanks." Olivia advanced assuredly to her spot, feeling Diane's stare trail behind. The cabin sat half, occupied by folks matching the usual profile guys in suits, a lady in chic attire, a TV-famous chef Olivia knew by sight. She tucked her backpack overhead and eased into her chair, grabbing a worn paperback instead of some gadget. "Excuse me," came a low, steady voice from male attendant Richard at her elbow. "Could I check your boarding pass?" Olivia raised her eyes to his doubting look. "Sir?" She displayed the e-ticket once more. Richard examined it overly long, shifting between the display and her casual clothes. "1 sec, please." She observed him huddle with Diane up front, both sneaking peeks her way. The exec opposite feigned disinterest, but his focus was plain. Olivia drew a steadying breath, spotting the classic cues of bias brewing. Diane returned now, with lead attendant Caroline, her badge marking her as boss, by her side. "Mom." Caroline started, her tone crisp yet polite. There's apparently a mix-up with your pass. Olivia laid her book aside. No mix-up. I'm in 2A. First class? Caroline's grin stiffened. Our setup sometimes glitches. This is first class, and you figure I don't fit. Olivia wrapped up evenly. That's your point, right? A flash of unease hit Caroline's features. Absolutely not. We just must confirm. You've already checked my pass twice, Olivia noted. It plainly assigns me here. By then, the rest of first class watched openly. Richard hovered close, arms folded, his face saying he'd seen this play out before and knew the outcome. Maybe it was an upgrade fluke. Diane offered, her voice implying how absurd that seemed. Or maybe I bought first class. Olivia shot back. Is there some dress rule I'm missing? Caroline's polished front cracked a bit. No formal rule, but our first class folks usually carry themselves to match the upscale vibe. I get it, Olivia said steadily. So it's not my ticket. It's my outfit. A refined silver-haired man opposite coughed lightly. I've worn joggers in first class plenty. No one's ever challenged me. Caroline reddened. Sir, this is staff passenger business. It shouldn't happen, period. He countered, then went back to his paper. Diane bent toward Caroline, murmuring low. Caroline nodded and faced Olivia again. Mom, full flight today. We must seat everyone right. Our records say 2 A's for an O. Bennett. That's me, Olivia said. Olivia Bennett. ID to confirm. Richard pressed, his edge hinting he'd exposed a fib. Olivia stayed cool, though her tolerance thinned. You haven't ID'd anyone else post boarding. The gate checked my pass. It's routine for mismatches, Caroline maintained. What mismatches? Except I don't look how you expect. The cabin air thickened, others fidgeted awkwardly. One lady murmured to her seatmate, audible to Olivia. If she paid, what's the issue? Caroline's look grew stern. Ma'am, without ID proof, we'll shift you to economy. Olivia straightened. I can prove it, but I shouldn't need to. No one else was asked. Miss Bennett, if that's you. Richard added with thin sarcasm. We're just doing protocol. No, Olivia said solidly. You're chasing prejudices. In pearls and coucher, we'd skip this chat. Caroline's smile dropped clean away. This is turning disruptive. ID now, or economy? Olivia saw the stares, some pitying, others idly entertained. Air travel's routine drama. She could stop it cold by naming her husband, but Olivia never leveraged Alexander for perks. This is bias, she declared plainly. I bought this seat like all of you. Mom. Caroline iced over. Boarding must finish. Verify, go economy, or deplane. The wrongness stung, but Olivia saw the no-win spot. A fuss would hold up the whole flight. Fine, she conceded at last. I'll switch, but give me your names and IDs. This isn't done. Richard's lip curled faintly. We'll seat you in economy with fare, difference refund. No refund, Olivia said, slinging her backpack. I want answers. As she rose, she caught kind looks from some, averted eyes from others. The earlier, speaking gent shook his head in dismay. Under escort that felt like banishment, Diane guided Olivia past premium to economy. Business class folks gawked as she went by, soft murmurs trailed her. Olivia chin up, hiding the shame's sharp bite. Here's your spot, Diane said, pointing to a middle economy seat. Sorry for the hassle. Olivia met her gaze square. You're not. Yet, if this tale's hooked you, hit subscribe for more gripping yarns unpacking life's surprise turns and rightful comeuppances. Now, back to Olivia's next chapter. The next dawn broke clear over Summit Airlines, Denver HQ, the sleek glass, steel tower mirroring the peaks, a bold emblem of the firm's elite status. In the top floor office, Chief Customer Officer Patricia Winters scanned the day's lineup with rising worry. The 10 a.m. quarterly experience check loomed, and the stats looked grim, complaints up 11% from last quarter, staff demeanor leading the gripes. Board's coming, her aide noted. And Mr. D. Bennett's here in person, not remote. Patricia's gut nodded. Alexander had snapped up Summit 9 months back, but this was his debut at a review. his fame for insisting on top-tier work matched his zero patience for dodges. "Get Caroline Reynolds and her first-class team here," Patricia ordered. "They've got peak satisfaction rates. We need wins to showcase." Meanwhile, across the city, Alexander Bennett fixed his tie in their luxe penthouse mirror. At 38, he exuded effortless command from lifelong wins. His custom navy suit and sharp white shirt signaled strength sans flash. "You positive I shouldn't confront the crew myself?" he asked, eyeing Olivia's mirror image as she perched on their bed's edge. Olivia shook her head. "This isn't grudge settling, Alex. It's reshaping the whole vibe. They shamed my wife," he said, anger leashed tight. "That's personal to me." Olivia rose, tweaking his already perfect tie. "And I adore you for it, but this tops me or those three. It's a setup that sizes folks by looks, not worth." Alexander's face eased, gazing at his wife. Olivia stayed real amid all the fortune. One endless reason he'd fallen for her. She viewed life unwarped by elite perks. "Okay," he relented. "Your planet is." He checked his watch. "Meeting in 60. Timing locked." Olivia nodded. "Dead sure. And I'll wear yesterday's exact gear." At Summit HQ, the exec boardroom brimmed with directors, leaders, and core team. Caroline Reynolds, plus Richard and Diane from first class, sat grouped in the rear. The invite to this elite session surprised them, but they figured it tied to their stellar records. "Bet they're launching that top-tier squad they've mulled," Richard murmured to Diane. "Would spearhead it, obvious pick." Diane agreed, fussing her crisp uniform. "Rumor says the new boss is here." Huge break. Caroline hushed them as Patricia Winters kicked off. "Thanks for joining." Patricia opened. "As you know, guest experience anchors our summit promise. Today, quarterly metrics review and fix plans." The space hushed as the door swung wide and Alexander Bennett strode in. Tall, authoritative, poise born of bootstrapping a tech giant. "Mr. Bennett," Patricia said, "thrilled you're with us." Alexander nodded, claiming the table's head. "Carry on." The slides rolled graphs and figures. Patricia toted upsides, softly shading downs. Alexander sat stone-faced, jotting in a slim leather pad now and then. "Now, our highlights?" Patricia said, warming up. "First class on coast. To coast runs hits 92% satisfaction. Beats industry norms. Teams here today." She waved at Caroline, Richard, Diane. Alexander eyed them first time, blank. "In fact," Patricia went on, "I've tapped senior first-class lead Caroline Reynolds to share their upscale service secrets." Caroline Roseshore, footed to the front. "Thanks, Patricia." At Summit, first-class magic starts at boarding. We're drilled to spot and meet premium travelers' needs. They count on and merit elite care. The door eased open soft. "We nail every touch." Caroline pressed on, missing the entrant. "From greetings to keeping first, class vibes exclusive." Her flow broke as she caught Alexander's shift. Caroline turned to the distraction. There, just in the entry, stood yesterday's passenger charcoal hoodie, pale joggers, black hat. Caroline blanked a beat, then clicked. Swift confusion followed. Richard and Diane swapped panicked looks, spotting the wrong-seated flyer too. Alexander rose. "Pardon the cut-in," he said, tone saying he meant none. "I think some of you know my wife, Olivia Bennett." The room locked in stunned freeze, frame horror. Caroline gripped the podium, poise splintering like brittle frost. Richard and Diane shrank small in seats, color fleeing their faces. Round the table, suits and boards swapped stares at Alexander. Olivia, crew, piecing the scene. "Your wife," Patricia Winters croaked, near silent. "Yes," Alexander affirmed, easy as air. "Olivia flew Denver, Boston yesterday. Our first class." Each word landed heavy. Olivia joined him, still in the outfit ensemble she'd rightfully booked. Her wrist's silver band glinted. "Lone Lux touch. Maybe." Alexander mused. "Caroline can finish on spotting premium guests." "Go on." Caroline's mouth worked wordlessly. Her polished first-class smile crumbled to dust. Diane glued eyes to wood. Richard's old smirk turned raw fear. We must have mixed up, Caroline finally blurted. Alexander echoed, musing. Apt term. Olivia, was yesterday a mix-up? Olivia advanced, her calm intent beaming, unlike his banked fury under pro-mask. Yesterday wasn't a mix-up, she said, voice carrying clear to every hushed ear. It was prejudice at work. I got sized up not by my pass, scanned often, but my clothes. She locked eyes with Caroline. Richard, Diane, you ruled me out of first class 'cause I didn't fit your deserving picture. You grilled my ID. No one else got that. You warned a boot off, then shamed me parading to economy before a packed plane. A bored guy coughed uneasy. Mr. Bennett, maybe private chat. No. Alexander cut firm. This fits our experience meeting perfect. But straight, I'm not here mad husband. Though I am. His sweep hit all. I'm here as owner, alarmed by a culture judging looks over fair treatment for all. Patricia looked gut-punched. Mr. Bennett, I swear, this isn't our policy. Isn't it? Olivia slid in soft. Post-incident, I asked other crew and ground staff. I heard tons of echoes. Hoodied teen with business ticket, hounded, disabled rider assumed wrong priority line. Casual, clad grandma bounced from first lounge. She set a file on the table. 27 cases, last 3 months, all same mold. This isn't 3 crew, it's the culture. The truth slammed like a wave. Patricia snatched the file, hands shaking. No clue, she breathed. That's the issue, Alexander said. You should have. Reports came, but labeled guest errors, buried in feedback. Caroline rallied for salvage. Mrs. Bennett, she started, voice sorry smooth. For my team, deepest regrets on yesterday. We follow verify rules. Stop. Olivia said soft but steel. You're missing it, not rules. When 2C suit, guy wore joggers last month, ID ask. Famous actress in 1A, shades and cap. Challenge her. Rules fine. Cherry picking it stinks. Richard, career wobbling, jumped in. Mrs. Bennett, we couldn't know you. That's it exact. Olivia fired. Treat with decency. No need to know me. My passenger value. Not hubby cash or threads. I bought a ticket, like all. Thick quiet dropped as her truth landed. Alexander eyed the trio. Yesterday's moves. Bad call, clear bias. In most firms, instant acts. Caroline, Richard, Diane tensed for doom. But, he went on, canning you fixes zilch systemic. Feels good short term, culture festers. He faced the full room. Next week, full anti-bias training, all front line staff. Plus, feedback revamp. Flags bias cases sharp. Olivia stepped up to the crew. And you 3 temp shift. 1 month with advocacy squad, fielding complaints direct. Next 1 month economy serving. After, if reviews show real grasp, reapply for first-class slots. Patricia found words. I'll lead these fixes myself, Mr. and Mrs. Bennett, and repay those other cases in your file. Alexander agreed. Then to crew direct, not penalty, lesson. True upscale service, not pampering big shots. Fair care for every soul, looks be damned. As it all sank in, board chair Ella Simmons spoke first. Thank Mrs. Bennett, she said strong. She's flagged a major ops gap that could have trashed our rep, lost guests, chance for real shift. Caroline, Richard, Diane sat dazed, old swagger crushed by action's weight and twist, not boot, but growth grind. 3 months on, Olivia Bennett eased into 2A on Summit Flight 923, Denver to San Francisco. Same charcoal hoodie, pale joggers, black hat. She cracked her book for the 5-hour haul to a climate summit. Good morning, Mrs. Bennett. A known voice said. Drink before wheels up. Olivia looked Richard at her side, pro and keen. No old sneer, just clear respect. Water's good, thanks. He said it on her rest, pausing. Mrs. Bennett, you might recall me. I do, Richard. He nodded, owning the unforgettable. Just, thanks, he said low. Last 3 months, opener. Olivia eyed him keen. Advocacy stint. Humbling. He owned. Never knew how many felt brushed off, sized up by our offhand digs, guesses. They catch all. We miss. People always do, Olivia said. Down the row, Diane aided a plainly dressed old man, patient, careful stowing his battered bag overhead. Shift was quiet but real. "You're training with Mr. Bennett. Game changer," Richard added. "Not just steps, mindset on guests, folks period. Music to my ears." Richard squared up pro mode. "Safe flight, Mrs. Bennett." "Need. I'm yours." As he served others, Olivia spotted Caroline in galley, jeering takeoff smooth. Eyes met quick. Caroline nodded small. True, not fear bow, but peer to peer past beef. Summit's shifts rippled wide past these three. Company, wide ante, bias drills hit everywhere. Counters to C-suite. Satisfaction soared, staff spirits lifted, freed to equal treat all. Bigger rivals watched. Summit's inclusive service blueprint spread industry-wide, appending old, upscale myths. At cruise, Olivia peered at Earth's quilt below, musing how one wrong sparked true fix. Not payback or spotlight, but education's tough, enduring road. Her phone pinged Alexander. "Flight good?" She grinned, texted, "Different." "Better." 2 rows front, ripped, jeans teen and retro tee, chuckled with pal in first class, getting same care as suit crowd, no side eyes, whispers, not quite, vibes. This, Olivia knew, was win pure not her score, but daily respect now for once, judged others. Seatbelt chime ended. Caroline wheeled cart, pro warm, serving each with even care. At Olivia real spark. "Mrs. Bennett," Caroline said soft, "you're in Mr. Bennett's move." "Just beyond," and leveled us up. Olivia nodded. That was goal growth, not grudge. "I've rewired how I see folks," Caroline owned. "Probe my biases. Shifts my every chat, guests or not." As Caroline rolled on, Olivia pondered changes way seldom big bangs or boasts, but one by one has, systems nudging right, leaders hitting roots, not rash. The jet turned gentle west to San Francisco, hauling its mixed human load sky high, each unique, each dignity due, looks, rank, lot aside. Plain truth often lost in snap look verdicts. For Olivia Bennett, comfy, hoodied and capped, win wasn't unquestioned first, class now. It was everyone gaining that ground. Tales like Olivia's show real shift springs not from penalty, but grasp plus answer. Ever sized by looks, or caught your own quick calls? Drop it in comments. Love this justice, and Shift Saga. Subscribe for more deep dives on human worth's layers. Bell on. Catch our weekly drops. Join viewers championing grasp for Kinder World.